friends from media and my colleagues. My formal job is to welcome you all today to this small event. We would like to present how the last few years after pandemic has been for igus. What is our expansion plans? We have more than 190 new products that we have launched last year. Every year, based on customer request, we create new products, and we find more and more extensive use of plastic bearings and plastic energy chain systems. So those news we will also present. We are also going live, thanks also to people who are joining us on the YouTube today. Welcome you all to this short presentation. We will look through how igus is advancing in the digital side, improving or creating joyful engineering, how easily engineering can be done. You have a possibility to do life calculations, you have possibility for configurations, you have possibility to download 3D drawings, and now we are taking it further with AI and metaverse, where you are able to interact on a virtual environment. You are also able to take a photo of a bike or a car, and then you are able to see what are the different applications possible inside that by igus. So we will introduce you to all this in this coming time. So welcome all of you once again to this short press conference, and thanks also for people who are joining. And people who are on the YouTube, you are also can ask your questions directly. So I would now welcome Deepak Paul, Managing Director of igus India, to speak how the journey has been in the last 3 years.
Thank you, Santosh. You can start. So thank you once again, Santosh. So once again, let me welcome one and all of you for being here, and I thank also the time that you have spared for us. And I also take this opportunity once again to welcome all the people who are joining us online via YouTube. So I'm very happy that we are able to meet finally. This is our first event post-COVID where we are able to physically invite people without masks. And I must say that during this occasion, it is a very happy occasion for me to be able to share what has happened post-pandemic with igus, what improvements we have done, how we have grown. So this is the point where we are at this point of time. So going just the year before COVID, as we were going into the COVID scenario, 2019 and 20, igus India had just posted the record growth of around 136 crores. But we all know what happened during COVID, especially in India. We lost almost 6 months of productive time, not only us, but all of us. The industry went really, there was a very low level of industrial activities. And the 6 months that we lost was made up in a very good way, not only by igus, but also larger industry. We managed to cover it up mostly, and we came in the year 2020-21 to, in the year 2020, thanks. So in the year 2020-21, we managed to come to close to 118 crores. But the year after that, okay, like we say, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Not only igus, but the Indian industry grew, and we managed in the next 2 years, as you can see in the numbers, to nearly double our revenues. So we have gone from 118 roundabout to almost 198, 200 crores. And in the last financial year, we managed to get to 284 crores roundabout. So this is the progress that we have made, and this would not have been possible without the support and support from the Indian industry. We tried to adapt ourselves during this period, okay? And as we kept adapting, one of the most important things and one of the most crucial things was for us to look at our own processes and to be lean and smart in what we are doing. So I'm very happy to share with you some milestones of progress that we have achieved in the last 2 years. So on a general note, during this period, our productivity, which is a key measure, because in India, we always complain about productivity and output. So we managed to increase our productivity from 7.6 million per employee to nearly 20 million per employee. And this is very important because in the last 2 years, when we grew more than 2.5 times, we have done this with almost no additions on the shop floor by automating processes, by improving our processes. Whereas we have been continuously investing in the people that we have on the field because we continue to believe that we must be closer to the customer. On another front, a key measurable for every company that wants to grow is the number of active customers. So in the last 2 years, we started with 5,200 coming out of the COVID. We increased it to 5,600 roundabout, as you can see. And it's our target to get to 7,000 this year. And we are aligning all our activities to achieve this. And this is very important because it is our wish and target to be wider, to be a proactive supplier of components, machine components, and even automations, as you can already see here, to the Indian industry. So we would like to achieve, by the end of 2030, close to 35,000 active customers. As on date, on a customer base level, we have close to around 18,000 customers. Now, speaking about sales, as you can already see generally in terms of numbers, but we have also been very, very effective. Our focused activities towards industries has been yielding very good results, and I just share a few snippets out of that. So if you look here on the sales milestone, if you look at automotive business, because this is one of the, we call it as the bellwether industry in India. If you look at automotive, igus India supplies close to 2.84 crore parts. This is the number that we have achieved in the last financial year to the Indian automotive on board. The bushings that you're seeing here, this have been 2.84 crore parts have been supplied, which would mean that almost every vehicle that you used to come here would most likely have an igus part inside, managing the moving parts. Going further, as you might already know, some of you are also from the industry, you might know that one of the main where we pioneer and we lead significantly is the cable management systems. So any moving part in a machine where a power cable or any kind of energy has to be transferred, you might know that drag chain is needed, and that is where we excel. And only in the last financial year, we have supplied just to the industries of crane, 1,260 ready chains. When you say ready chains, these are cables harnessed inside the chain, and these are plug and play systems, which means you are able to increase the productivity of the customer manyfold. So when a customer wants to ship out more number of cranes, this would help him to bring down his output time and throughput times. So this is not all. This is around 14,000 ready chains are already running in various installations across India since only 2011, because we don't have the data before 2011. And these are some general sales milestones. And now going to every business, we have to look at expanding our businesses. So we also look at, apart from the industry focus, new industries, we are continuously focusing. Apart from the industry focus, we also try to look at the geographical spread. So I would like to also speak about new industry milestones. We are all familiar with the focus that is being given to the solar and renewable energies, wind energy, solar. So we are already, in the last 12 months, we have supplied 16,000 parts to the solar industry. And as I mentioned, in order to expand our geographical spread, we are also expanding into the Indian subcontinent. So we are also increasing our activities outside India to Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Nepal, which are our neighboring countries for which we are also responsible. And here I'm very happy to announce that in the last 12 months, our activities in Sri Lanka alone has yielded close to 2.8 crore worth businesses, with many more projects, especially in the port industry, becoming more and more active and lively. So this is a quick snapshot as an introduction to what we do, how we grew. But fundamental to all this is our passion towards engineering. And very, very important is that we would like to be closer to the customer and make it easy for the engineer to pick and choose the right solution for his application. So if we make it easy, we believe that they will enjoy their work even more. And that is where we would like to speak about engineering, as you see, that enjoy your engineering. This is something that we work very actively upon. So at this point of time, I would like to pass on to our CEO via a short video, and he will introduce you his version and the igus version of engineering. This is Mr. Frank Blase, who is our president and CEO.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome to the igus Press Conference 2023 and the igus News 2023. Decarbonization and reducing CO2 are mega topics and also Hanover Show topics. For igus, recycling, circular economy is one major element of decarbonization. We showed you this igus bike last year, and two news on that right away to start off. Number one, last year we announced we would make it also from virgin material, no more. We will make this bicycle only exclusively from post-consumer plastic waste, and we start with a supply chain from discarded fisher nets. And the other news is that together with our partner Material Bike, the young startup in Holland, we decided that igus will take the job, will get the job after all to produce the bicycle and market it, so there will be an igus bike consumer brand. We were quite busy in the last 10 months in the lab and in development. The completely grease-free plastic ball bearing makes it up to 21,000 kilometers, now also in salt water for the winter. The crank, 20,000 kilometers. Freewheel and gear and sprockets all are being tested in the lab, and very good for us, the structural parts, the fork and the frame pass very stringent external tests, so we are sure now that we can produce these structural parts from discarded shampoo bottles from consumer plastic waste. igus will start the sales in the Cologne area end of August. Cologne is flat, it's an urban bike, and we will observe very closely customers' reaction, performance, and test some service packages around it. Hanover Show, 190 news for igus. It's a record for us. Our company's goals are improve what moves with motion plastics, reduce CO2, and ideally have zero plastic waste, and make it easy for our customers. Under the motto Enjoyneering, this year we show 10 internal digital products that we think will unleash engineering power for our clients with play. And I show you one app that I, pardon that I use the word, find very cool. And we start with that. It's the igus Go app, igus Go loop free. Here's Alexa.
Hello
Some
there.
of you know her.
Welcome. Hi,
Alexa,
Frank.
welcome to you. She's usually the head of international marketing. Today you double as the design engineer of a bicycle.
Exactly.
And your terrible boss tells you make it lightweight, long-lasting, and completely grease-free. And how
right.
does the igus Go loop-free help you?
Well, I have the igus Go app installed on my iPad, and I'm just going to take a picture of the application in front of me of this bike with you in the background. Yes.
And I'm not. That's okay?
You're not disturbing.
Okay.
And it brings me to an overview. It recognizes the application and brings me to an overview of potentials where igus motion plastics have been successfully installed in a bicycle.
If it had been a different bicycle?
It doesn't matter. The app recognizes the category bike, and it'll show us every successful application of igus motion plastics.
So basically everything that moves in a bicycle. This,
That's right.
The rear swing arm is a very ardent application. Plastic bearings really in it, can we see?
Yeah, let's look into here. It's described. If we scroll down, we'll see a variety of bearings that have been already successfully used.
Okay, so in different makers and different brands.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I recognize J3. Can you click on that?
Let's take a look. We're linked right into the online shop, and there we can see the price of the part, delivery time,
Okay, now I want to know how long it lasts in my bicycle,
No
in our
problem.
bicycle.
No problem. We can link you right into the lifetime calculator, and you can calculate this.
Okay, so this igus Go app, we will show it in Hanover, and in the summer we will have it for hundreds of applications. So if you are engineering a coffee machine or water turbine or anything in between, you take a photo and the igus app will lead you, supported by artificial intelligence, will lead you to the right solution and to all these services.
Thanks to Frank. So now we take a very short look at the 190 news that Frank said. It will be very difficult to present all of that to you, and I'm sure you will get bored. So we pick and choose few interesting ones. And I would now like to call upon Kaushik. Kaushik is our product manager for energy chain systems. He will present to you the news for this year.
Thank you, Santosh. Good afternoon, everyone. Energy chains are also called the drag chains. These are used for protection of the cables which are passing through the energy chain system. These are the cables which will be inside the machine. You can, as Deepak explained, in the cranes, the cables will be hanging in this situation. It's called festoon system. So we can replace this and use the drag chain system, and the cables will be passed through this, and this protects the cables, and it gives longer life for the cranes, as well as the machine durability also increases and performance also increases. And these are the different motions of drag chains, what you can see here. And these are the different industries where the drag chains or the energy chains are used: in automotive industry, in cranes, and in the machine tool industry, woodworking industries, and many more applications are there. And moving on to the news, the first product is the E4Q. We have this 4-piece concept design for the drag chains from past 20 years. And we have been modifying and engineering this drag chain year on year by improving its performance, everything. And in earlier days, we used to have a screwdriver to open this crossbar. We call this as a crossbar, to insert these cables inside the drag chains. So now we have made a revolutionary design in this concept to reduce the assembly time for the industries and the companies where this takes a longer time for them to open the crossbar. So with this one, it's called the E4Q design. In this, you don't need any screwdriver. You just can open this crossbar with your fingers, and it will come out. It will come out easily. And it doesn't mean that it don't have any strength. It's very reliable, and it's having high strength as well. You can insert the cables much faster than the way of using a screwdriver and then locking it back. And once the cables are laid inside, you can just put it back the crossbar like this. And then lock it. So in this way, this will reduce the assembly time, and gives more time for the factories to work on other things, and improves the performance. And moving on to the next application, as Deepak said, in crane industry we have been doing good, and we have supplied nearly 14,000 plus ready chain systems to the industry. We have been supplying to many cranes like double girder, single girder cranes, and now we introduced a new solution for the jib cranes, which carry the smaller loads like 2 ton, 3 ton, like that, in the small scale industries and the automotive industries. Earlier also here you can see the festoon is being used for the small travel applications. Now we have made a solution which supports the drag chain, and this can work up to 10-meter travel length without any support. So in this way, the performance of this jib crane will also increase and gives more life for the customers as well at the site. Now, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, now you saw the energy chains, and they are used very extensively in machines. And when we started with energy chains for moving applications, one thing that we realized really was the cable is a very important part of this. So we also have high flexible cables. These cables can last really long. And I would like to now call upon Ravi Alloli, who is our product manager for cables, to introduce the news for this year.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Kaushik, and thank you, Santosh. Yeah, hi, everyone. As most of you know, I guess we manufacture cables for the moving applications, okay? And maybe most of you know like wires and cables. There are so many industries in India also, like you could have heard the name of RR or Phenolax or Polycab, okay? So those are like different, completely different from our product line. They manufacture cables for the like static applications. You can see in the like hotels or residential or commercial applications. So I guess we manufacture cables only for the continuous dynamic applications. And I guess we believe in innovation, and every year we will come up with new products. And this year we have almost 20 plus new products, and in that I'll be presenting some two news. We have different cables, like starting from robotic cable, high voltage cable, data cable, okay? And one of the cable what we have from the series we'll call as a chain flex control. CF stands for like chain flex 98 is a series. And these cables will be used where you need very minimum space and high speed machines, okay? And this is comes with some thermoplastic elastomer we'll call. This is one of the high-end outer jacket. You can use like in temperature of minus 45 degree to up to like 100 degrees Celsius. And this cable is specially designed, as you can see, for the semicon industry, ASRS, and high-speed machines. So when it comes to that semiconductor industry, you know the environment should be very clean, okay? And the speed of the machine should be very fast. It should run at a speed of like 3 to 5 meters per second. And our cable, this cable is designed for 10 meters per second. Okay, and it gives almost like 100 million of life cycle. And apart from that, you can see ASRS industry, that is automatic storage and retrieve system. It is into the e-cart industry. If you go to like any Flipkart or Amazon or any e-cart industry where you need very less space and high transfer. And when, if you're traveling in metro trains or something, okay, you can see the automation of the closing and opening door system, okay? There will be only small enclosure kind of thing where you can see there, okay? It needs very, very less space, okay? Like you'll have some 30 mm or 40 mm gap. If you start using like normal cables, it will fail within 1 or 2 months, okay? So for that kind of application, this cable is designed. As I mentioned, it will give almost like 100 million of life cycle. And apart from that, you can use this cable in a PCB assembly also. This is one. And coming back to the second product, this we'll call as in general term is like a signal cable. So most of you know the brand called Siemens, okay? So they have motor, drive system, and other things. Before that, just I'll play this video.
And this one is brand new and excellent. CF98, 99 plus, with more than 100 million cycles lifetime guaranteed. The second benefit of this product, it's the small bending radius. We're talking about 3 times D compared to other cable size with the same electrical function. And all these things are tested and approved. And that's the reason why we can guarantee 100 million cycles in a niche application.
Okay. And the second news, what I was telling, this feedback cable we'll call as a signal cable. And this is specially designed for like Siemens drive motors for the V90 series we'll call. And this is with PVC outer jacket. It's a very high abrasion. Okay, it can be used in dry applications, and it is having like 10 to 20 million of life cycle. And you can see where these cables can be used. Okay, so like you know, like one of the newspaper industry like Dainik Bhaskar, like we are selling these cables with the connectors as a ready cable plug-in system, and we are getting a lot of orders from them for the Siemens drive and other Germany make drives. And apart from that, from the West Coast paper mill, we have a lot of inquiries and orders from them also, and they are like a regular our customer where we are supplying. And apart from that, now we are concentrating more on like solar, because one of the booming industry, and of course they need a lot of motors and drive and feedback system For that kind of applications, these cables we are selling, and apart from that, even in the medical industries also. So these are the two news which I wanted to present. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Ravi. Thank you. Okay, so I started in igus almost 20 years back with a product called Igludur, round bushings. So I will now call on product manager Nitin Prakash for Igludur plain bearings. He takes care of a big range of products. So he has self-aligning bearings, gears, a lot of products, but he will also pick and choose and present to you two important products that he would like to present.
Yes. Good afternoon all. I hope I'm audible, loud and clear. So what you see here in the next slide is a tipper truck. Most of you have already seen it. This tipper truck has a hydraulic cylinder, and this hydraulic cylinder uses an Igludur plain bearing. Igludur plain bearing is a range of products from igus, kind of a bushing, which is a polymer bearing, self-lubricant, do not need any external lubrication, has a high wear resistant, and also works in high load conditions. So this bearing which is in my hand, this can take a load of 16 tons. Just to give you an idea, an average weight of adult male Indian elephant is 4 tons. So around 4 elephants weight can be taken by this bearing. But when it comes for even higher loads and cyclic loads, it becomes quite challenging. For that reason, we have developed a completely new umbrella brand of bearings called as Igutex. In Igutex, we have fiber wound compounds, and we already have TX1 and TX2. These are the two metals which we already have. And this year, we are coming up with a new metal called TX3. So TX3 is a high wear resistant metal, again, good for cyclic loads, good for rough and comparatively softer shafts, dust resistant. And Igutex bearings can take loads of up to 200 megapascal. So when I say 200 megapascal, just to give you a comparison, I said 16 tons, and this bearing can take 65 tons of load. So that is the load carrying capacities, and the typical application areas which are possible with Igutex TX3 are construction machinery, cranes, offshore industry, and agricultural equipments. Another new product which I would like to talk about this year is these spherical bearing inserts, which you see here in my hand. These are 1:1 replaceable spherical bearings. Whenever a customer is having, say, a 4-hole flange bearing or a pillow block with worn out and corroded metal bearings, those could be very easily replaced and will be fixed with these polymer spherical bearings. These spherical bearings are very easy to replace, takes maybe less than 1 minute, and saves a lot of time during the maintenance operations. These are, again, self-lubricating, corrosion-free, and are, again, possible to be washed. So industries like bottling and beverage industries are more or less using this type of bearings, but also suitable for glass industries and even any other industries where conveyors or pillow block bearings could be used. You see in the picture, we have replaced a corroded metal bearing with the spherical ball, and we have it in 3 materials. J and J3 are the 2 metals which are like wear resistant, and for food industry, we have developed a new metal. It's not actually a new metal, it's an existing material, but we have developed in that material the spherical bearings. It is FDA compliant material. The name of the metal is A350. I would like to show you a small video to give you a better idea about this product range. So here a conveyor is using metal bearing, and every time they need to grease it. And now customer thinks of changing it to an igus ball bearing. This is 100% lubrication free.
Thanks a lot, Nitin.
Yeah,
for
thank you.
that quick introduction. Now I would like to call on Ashish Rai. Ashish Rai takes care of our linear guides. So Ashish will explain to you the range of products that he is bringing this year to Indian market.
So hello everyone. Thank you, Santosh, for introduction. So I'm taking care of Dryline product. And this year, Dryline has come up with many interesting news. And we have chosen two to present here, which we believe could be really interesting for Indian market. But before that, I just want to give you a little brief about Dryline. What is Dryline? So Dryline is dry running linear bearing. Dry running means it runs dry. You don't need oil. And linear bearing is like bearing which is required for linear motion application. So it is based on sliding principle. So we are using this motion polymer film, which slides over the shaft, and it offers lots of advantages, like lubrication-free, corrosion-free, noise-free, light in weight. And we are already addressing lots of industry problem with this solution. So now coming to the news. So this year, first news is this clip stop and go. This also started with one customer problem. So this customer wanted easy plug solution for their expensive equipment. Adjustment like this you can see, adjustment and locking. But they had one additional requirement, like after use, they wanted to remove this complete assembly out and keep it externally, because this, for example, if they're mounting something expensive, so they don't want it to keep it at floor. They wanted to store externally. So we started our discussion with this solution, but problem here, like if you want to remove it, you need to disassemble some part, and this is not very easy. And they wanted something easy fit, go plug and play kind of solution. And then we come up with really interesting design. So this you can see. So just you need to pull this lever down. You can remove this part, and again you can fix it. You can change the position, and you can lock it. And even if you apply more axial force, it will not change its position. So even if machine vibration is there, more vibration is coming, it will not change its position. So, and this product is really interesting. For example, camera adjustment. So this picture is from our last year, this virtual news conference. So we are already giving this slide for camera adjustment application. And we have now better version of it. And also this product is interesting for agriculture industry, all this LED screen adjustment and all. There also we can push this product. Now coming to second news, and this is very compact, 0620. So nowadays, industry trend is to do more compact machine. People want stack in their pocket. And the thing is, they don't want to compromise the performance, even if they're making compact machine. And igus knows the nerves of the industry. Every year, we are coming up with more and more compact solution. My colleague, Ravi, just now, he was talking about less bending radius cable system. So again, in the direction of compact solution. And this small part, can you guess how much load it can take, this small part? It can take 168 kg load. So isn't it interesting? And this product is really interesting for industry like medical industry, because in medical, people want very compact machine. So this is really interesting. Vending machine, mainly, especially in coffee machines. Coffee machine also, we are giving this slide, and now more compact slide with less installation space will make design people life easier. Packaging industry, definitely it is interesting for packaging industry and automotive industry also, because you're always looking for the solution with less weight and compact. So this is definitely helpful for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Agesh. Thanks a lot. So Dryline W was a product range I think has started after I have joined igus. It has grown much better than me as one of the largest selling Dryline products in igus. I would like to now call upon Ragesh Kumar, who is our product manager for the new product range. It's called low cost automation. So Ragesh would like to present you two news from his range today.
Thank you, Santosh. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. Welcome to the news, low-cost automation products. Low-cost automation products is a combination of all igus products together, as like colleagues explained, all my colleagues explained. It is a combination of drag chain systems, dry-lane systems, Igloo products, everything assembled together offer as a low-cost automation products to customers. Today, I would like to present mainly two news because that would be interesting for Indian industry. First one is the 2-axis Delta robot, and second one is the Rebel. First, let us look into the 2-axis Delta robot. 2-axis Delta robot, as you know, we have already 3-axis Delta robot in our product line. Now we have this one called 2-axis Delta robot because you know it is developed mainly for fast pick-and-place applications with economic price. And moreover, it is really compact. You might have seen that Delta robot on your left side. It is really compact. Because it is compact, two 2-axis Delta robot can be accommodated for one 3-axis Delta robot. Ultimately, that offers space saving to the customers. Nowadays, it is very important for the manufacturers to have effective use of space. So we are offering space benefit with 2-axis Delta robot. I would like to give you a few short technical information about Delta robot. It can handle up to 5 kgs of payload, and it can do 100 picks per minute with a working space of 450 and 700 millimeters. And this 2-axis Delta robot, not only 2-axis and also 3-axis, can be useful for semiconductor industries, packaging machines, pharmaceutical machines, and food and beverage industries. Let us move on to the second news, the Rebel. Rebel is actually a 6-axis cobot because it is very important that robots should work with human. So our Rebel is already cobot under the cobot norm TS 15066. So you must be thinking the Rebel, the robot must be weighing higher, but it is not in the case of igus, because igus Rebel is really lightweight. It weighs only 8.2 kgs because technology also in Rebel. And if you see the technical parts, it can handle up to 2 kgs of payload. It has a reach of 664 millimeters. Now, I'm happy to announce that we have also Rebel kit, smaller one. You can see on the right side. So Rebel, I have a short video to play. Can you explain that? The Rebel can be used for educational institutions and also serving robot applications and so on. And as you can see, it is really lightweight, economically priced, and it is very easy to operate. As I mentioned, you can see that. Also, I would like to tell you that we have also customer testing facility at igus India, not only in igus India, but also other subsidiaries too. So that is helping us to simulate the customer applications before they invest. No need to pay for that. Before they invest, we test the applications, and it is helping us also. And we call that as a test before invest. And also, I would like to announce that we are also extending our support to our customers via RBTX online platform. So the thing is that the customers can visit the RBTX platform, choose the robotic accessories like grippers, vision systems, machine vision systems, and also the application references. And the important thing is that we make sure whatever customers choose via RBTX online platform is 100% compatible with the robots, what they choose. And also they can get the price from RBTX platform. So these are the news I wanted to present. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rakesh. So now I would like to call upon Stephen Moreno. Stephen Moreno is part of our international group development. He's taking care of another 8 countries. India is one of them. And he would like to present to you the idea about what is the future plans that we have for India and India's growth. Over to you, Steve.
Thank you, Santos. Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Steven Moreno. You might have never met him, but I'm very happy to be here. So, growth. We heard from Deepak, where igus India has become one of the main companies of our global layout. So, actually, ranking number 6. So, it displays already the importance of igus India in our group. And we have huge ambitions. We acquired the 283 crores, as Deepak already shared. The target of the 500 crores is there in the next 3 years, so we are very ambitious. And for that, we recognize we need many things. New products, we've seen. A very compromised sales team, you might have already enjoyed it. Okay, but we also need facilities. Facilities in the area of Bangalore. So we are currently investing in our new state-of-the-art factory close to the airport, 22 kilometers by road, driving, real kilometers, I think direct will be 13, something like that. Somewhere in between our current location, which is that green point, and the Bangalore International Airport. So as a display of our site, these are drone pictures taken on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, so 1 or 2 days ago. It's a land of 4 acres, sorry. It didn't cost 4 crores. It's 4 acres where we accommodate 2 factories. One shed that you see on the left, that was already there with 20,000 square feet, another one with 64,000 square feet. And in this place, with this 84,000 square feet again, we think we have enough space, we think we have enough accommodation to take all our stock, our massive stock. We want to be 80% of our orders currently are coming directly from stock, no need to wait from Germany, to handle all the operations required, all this value added that we want to do on the parts, all these assemblies that you see there, all these additions of combining products to create value for our customers in India, and of course our office. We host currently 70, 80 people in our office, and we want to also give them the best place to work. So all together with a green campus, we hope to establish, and we hope to share with you in the next time. So move is planned for the last quarter of this year, always depending on monsoons, rains, and other events. But we hope that the next press event will be there. So we will be very happy to welcome you. And we spoke about investment, okay? And investment comes also with our environmental compromise. So we also invest in this area. We also invest in the carbonization of the company. We want to be, by 2025, a zero footprint company globally. And we do many steps. Obviously, in the bigger companies is what we are tackling today, including India. But we also believe in circular economy of plastics. Okay, you heard already about the bicycle project. I wanted to share with you a couple of other projects that we're working on. The first one is the program change. The program change consists in the reutilization of cable carriers that have been already out of life. No matter who was the original manufacturer, could have been an igus, could have been another manufacturing company. And what igus does, what we do globally, everywhere in the world, is we collect this material from the end user, from the end customer. We basically give him money for it. We pay for it. So he has a return. He has an incentive to give that material back in order for us to recycle it. What we do is we put it again in cycle, we put it again in our process, we regranulate the material and reutilize. Economically saving money? No, but reutilization, that's a disposal that we avoid into the environment. The second project that we want to share with you is the Mura project. So this is not a company that belongs to igus, but we have a huge, very, very original participation in it. That with the process of hydro-PRS, it takes plastics from the market. Could be any of these PET bottles that you have there, fishing nets, plastics that get combined and via this hydro-PRS process gets transformed into oil. That oil can be later a lubricant, can be later a regranulate for production of other materials. Again, circular economy of plastics, reusing the plastics so they don't go to the environment. That's our mission with our environmental practices. IMPS, you saw already the video before. It's happening there. It's the igus Motion Plastic Show. So you might have seen all of you igus in exhibitions. I think we all enjoy exhibitions very often, okay? And we have a setup, we have a booth there where we present our news, as we have done today, to our customers that come to the exhibition. That we also do in our IMPS, igus Motion Plastic Shows, that we have around the globe. We have 18 of them currently, one of them in our current office in Bangalore. We have accommodated around about 300 square meters for the next one to come in combination with the RBTX laboratory for the test before invest that you heard about, okay? And we're going to move to the Cologne one. We're going to move to the Cologne one with our colleague Alexa that we saw earlier, just that you're able to understand how this concept works. This we not only want to have in Bangalore, we're also establishing centers in Pune and Delhi, so our customers also from those regions can visit us, can speak about their projects, not only with the test before invest, can have live discussion with the products in place.
And greetings from Cologne. My name is Alexa Heinzelmann, and I am standing here at the igus headquarters in Cologne in our on-location exhibition booth. I am standing at the igus Motion Plastics Show, which is our own exhibition booth on the production facility presenting the most recent igus innovations. This exhibition booth is the basis for our virtual exhibition, our online exhibition that you can discover yourselves via the internet online and look into our product innovations. And what's new this year is not only the product, but that we are showing specific rooms for industry, specific innovation areas for our industries. We have 19 different industries where we have igus news that we are presenting for you on our virtual exhibition. Have a wonderful event. Thank you for visiting igus and being with us, and best greetings from Cologne. Bye-bye.
Okay, so we had a run through of what we had to present. I would like to open the stage for questions and maybe invite also the product managers, few of them stand by so that you can answer. And if you have questions also from people who have joined in YouTube, maybe Ashish, you can read it out, or Deepak and
we are also answering some of them live. So.
Okay.
So how many product lines you will be manufacturing in this Bangalore facility, and what kind of employability options that are given for, since I see this engineering, so what's the scope for the budding engineering students, how are you going to engage them?
Okay, so I'll just repeat the question. So how many products you would be manufacturing is what was the question. So in reality, when you speak about manufacturing, we speak about injection molding. Okay, that would be true manufacturing. In India, we do not do injection molding as of now. What we do is application engineering and assembly and organizing the material that the customer can plug and play, like I already spoke about. How we make it effective in India is by, we have a lot of metal parts, which these metal parts that are there, we have captive vendors, or we have vendors who manufacture it exactly as per the standards that are required by igus Germany, following the same drawings. And these parts are manufactured and they go together along with other injection molded performance plastic products that are coming from Germany, and they go together to the customer. Now, speaking about local manufacturing, we are very keen on this. We are awaiting, Stephen probably would also have something to say about it, but we are awaiting a critical volume and the right time to start injection molding in India. In the meantime, we also are looking at the cable manufacturing. We already have 2 certified factories in India where we already manufacture special cables, especially for India, as per the German design specials that are already done. You would like to add something?
Deepak, maybe also to add what you see on the left, the igus Delta, for example. The components come from Germany, and then we put them together. So we definitely have people employed around that. So we are also looking at increasing our manpower capacity to do more technical jobs like what you see there. So that's on also for your question on employment part.
It's on value-adding jobs. It's on customization jobs. Of course, this needs to be done locally, and all these jobs are taking more and more space. All our systems are taking more and more space. That's why we go into further investments into that. The manufacturing of the raw part is a very low value-adding job. It's an automated injection molding machine. Of course, there are some savings on logistics. Yes, there's also some other costs, so you can more or less balance it. But yes, we see it for the long run. We see injection molding for the long run. Diversification is important globally. Everybody speaks about the same. We are now started producing in China. We start producing in the US. I'm very clear China goes next. But we are globally only in this point of 2 new points, which again are the US and China. So it will take some time. And also we hope to do it in different facilities, in a even more extended facility that we hope to acquire soon. Yes, it will be very important to also apply new technologies of easiness of tools. Why? Because tools are expensive, and tools for certain series for one market only can be a little bit complicated to amortize, okay? But there's a lot of new tool systems that are coming. Aluminum injection molding tools, who knows, 3D printed injection molding tools. So we learn out of it, and that's definitely things we keep in mind, because again, running massive productions that we can run in our headquarters will be very difficult, or would take longer in India to be there, okay? But it's true that the starting point is getting reduced thanks to technologies. 3D printing is an area where we are very happy to invest in having SLS 3D printing machines immediately available for Indian customers. That's something definitely we're going to localize.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. We bring our material unassembled. Okay, so it comes in containers normally, unassembled, and we do this value adding. Apart from the machine has no value until you put it together. So we do this in India.
You said you will be investing about 12 million euros, 100 crores.
Yes.
So over a period of time?
Well, that's going to go fast if we do all what we're gonna do. But I would expect that to happen, including land acquisition, in 6-8 years, easily. The land acquisition is the main thing. The Bangalore plant will be the main expense. Yeah.
Okay.
Some more questions? Just yeah, they are journal bearings or bushings basically.
Okay, how cost effective is it compared to a normal bearing?
This is a very I would say this is a question that normally people always pose. So it depends on your application. To be very honest, it depends on your application. But the key point, as you might have seen, is the possibility of doing the lifetime calculation. So when you are working with your application, that's exactly where we make things easy. For the same application parameters, you could have, based on your application lifetime requirement, you can have a whole range of solutions. So the whole idea is to pick and choose the right one, and we make it easy for you by going into the lifetime calculation. As Nitin already explained to you, can you just lift the box please? Can I have the box? So to give you a quick answer, if you see this, you can see different colored bushings there. Each one of them work in a certain set of application conditions in a more effective way. And it is all about the choice of which one that you want. So if you ask about cost effective, we would rather prefer to speak more from an application lifetime perspective and the cost optimization based on your requirements. I hope that was clear.
So maybe just to add, because me and Deepak have been selling this extensively, and what I can vouch is if you have a sintered bronze bearing, for example, produced in India, and we have possibility of competing that with an injection molded bearing from Germany. And that's what I've seen from my experience working with different applications. It will be a, if you can use the mic, because also we have people on the YouTube. So Sarah has asked the question on, yeah, Sarah has asked what kind of plastic we use. We use generally all the normal general plastics, but we improve the plastic using solid fibers and lubricants. So what we have, what we call as an includer, is a compound of plastic with fibers and solid lubricants. So the fibers enhances the strength. The solid lubricants gives the lubrication part, so it can work at very high loads with no lubrication. Yes, we have.
Just to give an answer to your question, one of the news for this year is a material called as N94. So the material N94 itself is, the name itself suggests that it is made from 94% of the recycled material. And we also had earlier few other materials like Eco G, Eco P, Eco H, which are again kind of made from these type of recycled materials. So okay, so now just to make it clear, when I say recycled plastics, the ones which I talked about are not sourced one, but these are again the tribologically enhanced polymers, and we are using the same polymers which are kind of not used during the production, and I would say they are the byproducts or the waste from the earlier injection molded process. So that's how.
As a recycling plan for used plastics.
They are mostly regranulated. So if you really look at it, we have for any part that you injection mold, generally we have sprues, and those sprues are either can be let to go to landfills, or we can regranulate it. So basically what Nitin spoke about, the Eco P and Eco G, are mostly from our from the sprues. And in general, all the engineering plastics, I'm not very strong plastic person, but generally it can be regranulated and directly mixed with generic polymer, or directly molded also as a special product. So it can be, it's a very easy process if you collect engineering plastics. Maybe not really applicable for polyethylene or the plastic bags that you see. It may be difficult, but for engineering plastics, they can be directly regranulated.
Yeah, at the end of the day, the source of material is both internal, and you can also buy recycled materials, which we also do. So we do both.
Yeah, in your Bangalore plant, what is the range you're going to manufacture here? Is it for the Indian market or for the export market?
Currently, we operate only the Indian subcontinent. So whatever is being done from here will remain in the Indian subcontinent at this point of time.
So it's not for exports now?
Exports to Sri Lanka, exports to Bangladesh, to Nepal.
Only South Asia?
Yeah, only the Indian subcontinent, not even to further down to Singapore. Okay. But what we really are also working, as you might know, that there are a lot of design centers across India. There are many companies that are focusing on design support exercises for companies in Europe and US and many other parts of the world. So we work very closely with them, and what we probably missed, what you see here is like a full booth. We also have something what we call as igus corners, which are small booths around about the size, 3 times the size of this vertically. And the igus booth is a live display with a lot of information, sometimes even with a TV screen with information and a lot of small parts inside which they can touch, feel and use. And this is continuously refilled by our people in these design centers. And of late, we are working a lot in conjunction with them. And to be honest, I think our biggest export from here would probably be the engineering solutions that our application engineers are doing for other countries.
And software. Okay, one point I was about to include it in the presentation, but I didn't. We have a global rollout of a new ERP. Maybe you heard the name Info, anyone? So igus India will be the first subsidiary to implement even before the headquarter. That's what I mean, that we have done a lot of R&D here, a lot of development here, which is already right to go live in 3 weeks' time, actually. This is part of our investment, actually. And that we're definitely going to export around the globe. So we're going to enjoy the experience of our team here around the world.
Ashish, you have questions from the...
Some questions from... I think we are trying to take some questions from also online. A few questions are already answered, but we can also ask.
Okay, so one question I have from Mr. Mukesh Kumar, that with the world moving towards electric and hydrogen, the need for lubrication will come down. How are you focusing on this, especially from the automotive angle?
EVs, in general, when we are starting, EVs have a lot of components getting reduced. But on the other side, we are seeing an extremely high improvement inside the cabin. So the cabin is becoming more and more, kind of a plush 5-star hotel kind of. So we hope as autonomous and electric vehicles progress, the cabin will become more with a lot of moving parts, like what Ashish was showing, maybe a screen that can be moved, and a lot of parts. And additional definitely is what with the IC engines, which we are not very careful about, is noise. So I have, my brother-in-law has an electric car, and then you get in and you drive, you don't hear anything. And if your seat rattles or your pedal rattles, now you are able to hear it better. So that is where our business is increasing also. So we have, in earlier places when people were using standard bushings, those noises was not a big problem, but now it is getting a problem. So we are getting more and more avenues going into electrical.
Okay, so one more question here, addition to this from Mukul Kumar, that there is a lot of confusion around the fuel of the future. How are you focusing on this, especially from the automotive angle? And how are you deciding where to place bets on R&D?
I think it's a very difficult question to answer from a component supplier. But let me say, my feeling working with the automotive giants, we see a mix of everything. We will see IC engines. IC engines are not going to go off the track. There will be IC engines for interstate transports. You will still see them in the road. You will see also a lot of electrification for the town, city driving. You will see maybe a little bit of hydrogen coming into trucks in some time. So I think it's a changing environment, and we always speak about being lean and being agile. So we are a company, we have products, and we always look at opportunities. And I think our products has its merit. And whether the world goes to whichever fuel, we really work towards a carbon neutral, better environment, and we hope we can contribute there.
Okay, so one more question from Gopal, ITM. For recycling material, how do you manage to mobilize resources?
So recycling material, how do you
mobilize?
The question is, how do you mobilize resources? I think we already explained that. Stephen's part had the recycling part very clear. So there are, the main program I would say is the change program, or change spelled CHAINGE. So this is a buyback program, and wherein we are, irrespective of which is the manufacturer of the product, we will buy back and dispose them or recycle them responsibly. So this is one way. So I hope the resources will be bought back. Of course, it is not a money-making venture, but it is, we pay basically for the transport and getting it on board so that it doesn't end up in landfill and we recycle them. You would like to add something?
Yeah, this is normally easier in Europe because of the proximity to our recycling points. Okay, we also don't want to create a CO2 footprint out of moving material around the globe. I'm not going to send material from India to Europe in a plane to get recycled. That would make no sense at all. So we want to have facilities for recycle. I think you've got, you also have, and we accumulate the material together. We send it in one go, and then it gets recycled.
Thanks, Stephen. So we already have an identified recycling vendor. So whatever we are buying back, typically this comes from the retrofit orders or such applications where the end of lifetime is approaching. And in these cases, we buy back, and we have a vendor that are audited for ensuring that it is recycled responsibly and regranulated and moved forward in an environment-friendly way. Any more?
Okay, there are two more from Srikant Rao. Question 1, could you expand on the term engineering in relation to the productivity obtained on the shop floor during the post-COVID phase? What are the technological innovation in the process which has allowed you to coin the happy term, and what difference has it made to the overall productivity profile of the company?
Okay, that's a very long question, but I think let me just focus on the productivity improvement part. So we can talk directly. My colleague Kaushik, he introduced the very first product. The very first product that he introduced was the E4Q, wherein the tool that you require to open a chain, which is already a very low time frame, but even that has been improved. You don't even need a tool, and it is not only at the shop floor level, it's also at the customer shop floor level where a replacement of a cable becomes super easy and super fast. And it is not only that. If you look at the productivity improvement, as I mentioned earlier, we spoke about ready chains. These ready chains are plug-and-play solutions. So the advantage that the customer has on the shop floor is that he gets parts that are ready to plug and play, quality control with guarantee. And this is the delivery promise, this is the service promise that we are adhering. And we do that super fast, just in time, and that's why we are also planning to expand our facilities to have enough inventory. We are expanding our assembly lines and facilities to have this. One key component where we have had, I would say, close to exponential growth is the harnessing business that we have. So typically, every cable that we are selling had to be harnessed by the customer. Now we have a harnessing center wherein we are able to do the harnessing for all different kinds of dry manufacturer. So all these things, along with the most interesting part that you can see is the LCA. As you can see here, all these, talking about productivity, one of the key areas is the R&D time, wherein you study the application. We have lifetime calculators that will tell you how soon and how long the application, based on your requirements, will work. What is the right product? We cut time, productivity, we improve the productivity in your designing by having lifetime calculations. Now, one of the other biggest area is that many a times you plunge into your design without really knowing whether it will work. With the LCA lab, you are able to test, simulate, and be 100% confident whether this application is working or not working. And then the whole solution comes assembled, and it is directly, the day you have, you can start playing. My colleague Ragesh spoke about a faster ROI. So these are the areas that we are able to directly contribute in terms of productivity on the customer's shop floor, as well as further down the line for his machines.
Back to the first question about engineering, okay? We want to get all these services digitally available, easy to use, enjoyable for the engineer, that if he needs to do a design of a cable carrier with cable inside, he can go to a configurator, he can get a 3D simulation that he can then integrate in his machine, and maybe his machine will be even one day in our metaverse, so he will be able to, in 3D session, sit in front of the machine and try to do the adjustments directly on the spot, and the configurator of the system will get adjusted. So this is the direction we have as a vision. Huh? I will not, don't look for it tomorrow because you're not going to find it yet. But this is what we see as engineering. Having all these services integrated in platforms that the customers can enjoy and can make their life easier, that they can do designs faster in a better way, having all the information on hand, lifetime, price, delivery time. That's easiness for the engineers.
So there is one more. This is the last question for today from YouTube. So how does igus headquarters in Germany view? Okay, how does igus headquarters in Germany view India as a destination for further investment? And what are the current market drivers which inspire confidence in India growth story?
Should I answer that one? Okay, we obviously, I mean, I've been a few years working for India. And you're getting a lot of media out of India now with the population thing. The population thing, now I get people calling me, hey, you work a lot in India, right? Yeah, can I set up a company there myself, or how does that work? So you are in a boost of attention in the world. I think you already know that. It doesn't surprise us at igus. Okay, we know it since 20 years ago with the subsidiary itself. And we saw it in the last year. I said earlier, India is the 6th company in our group, okay, coming from the 10th or 11th 5 years ago. So the growth is there in a group that is growing. It's not that the other companies are not growing. Just India, you saw the numbers earlier, is faster. I see growth opportunities in all areas. Absolutely all areas. There's not a single industry I cannot imagine booming in India. The number of consumers that you're putting into the market as we speak every year, millions of consumers coming for all kind of devices that we are into. White goods, automotive, motorcycles, bicycles, food industry, medical industry, semicon industry. I mean, now you start to hear rumors of what India is going to be in the semicon investment. For us, for me, it's a no-brainer. It's absolutely clear. Solar industry. I mean, I saw the numbers, and still for me, it's like, that's nothing. I mean, it's nothing, absolutely nothing, 16,000 billion. The power that India can have in the solar industry is I cannot even estimate. So absolutely clear for us, and our investment is going to be there to support it, that it's a key market absolutely in the next 20, 30 years, at least until I retire. And I will make sure from the igus side that igus India gets the attention for it.
So thanks. I would like to now call upon Sherry George, our marketing head, for the vote of thanks. Yeah.
Yes, very good evening, and thank you all of you all to making it on a Monday busy evening, and I know you'll have to run back, get back to your work as well, but thank you so much for making it here live with us, and also special thanks to all of them who could not be with us and are part with us in the live stream. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank the entire team who, with their help, we were able to do it. Special thanks to Deepak, Santosh, and Stephen, who threw light on the innovations of igus, the growth plans, the investments that are coming up in India, all of that. And also thanks to our product experts who took their time to choose a difficult task, and they had to select 2 of the best products that they have to show to you all. So thank you so much. So now we are also open for the photo session, and in case you have more questions that you would like to ask the sports persons, you could always ask. And thank you once again. Very good evening. Rakesh, turn it on.